All right, let's jump right into this explainer and break down one of the absolute most satisfying zero-to-hero arcs you'll ever come across. I mean, if you're a fan of high-stakes political intrigue, completely ruthless strategies, and those massive, cinematic payoffs, you are in the exact right place. Today, we're tracking a protagonist who doesn't use magic or swords. He literally weaponizes pure intellect to tear his enemies apart.
So picture this. What actually happens when a city's biggest joke, a guy everyone constantly mocks, just suddenly wakes up with a 300 IQ? Our main guy, Shenlong, finds himself reincarnated in a brand new world. Overnight, he goes from being the ultimate town fool to a genuinely terrifying mastermind. It's like having every single cheat code unlocked, but everyone around you still thinks you don't even know the rules of the game.
Part 1. Rebirth of a Genius, a second chance at vengeance.
Okay, so we're starting right at square one. The original Shenlong? Famously foolish, kicked out onto the streets and totally humiliated by his wealthy wife, Sukan Shan, and her incredibly arrogant Su family. The guy couldn't read a single word after 10 whole years of studying. But the reincarnated Shenlong? Totally different story. He's a modern-day genius doctor and master chemist from Earth, and he brings this unbelievable advantage into this medieval setting. He literally has his modern medical knowledge merged with an X-ray scanner and a mental laptop fused directly into his brain. He can basically just look at any object, instantly pull up its entire chemical composition, or diagnose a fatal injury in a split second.
And the stakes? They are immediate. The second he wakes up, he's ambushed by this notorious underworld boss named Tian Hang over a predatory loan, and he's sentenced to be buried alive. No big deal, right? But Shenlong doesn't even flinch. Instead, he uses his X-ray vision to spot a lethal silver needle hidden inside the boss's own body, using it to bargain for his life. He sets a ticking clock, promising to pay back a staggering 1,000 gold coins in just 72 hours to save his entire family from execution.
Part 2. Revenge in the Silk Market, outsmarting the Su family.
So needing cash and needing it fast, Shenlong decides to hit his arrogant former in-laws right where it hurts the absolute most, their wallets. Using his past life chemistry expertise, he steps up and publicly destroys their lucrative silk monopoly. He casually invents golden silk that totally outshines the royal standard. When they try to accuse him of stealing their formula, oh, he just doubles down. In an era where getting purple dye requires crushing like 300 rare seashells just for 1 single gram, he synthesizes pure purple silk. And for the final nail in the coffin, he rolls out multicolored rainbow silk, which is a concept just completely beyond the era's understanding. It is a deeply, deeply satisfying display of total dominance.
Part 3. The Earl's Fake Husband, securing the ultimate protection.
Now, here's the thing about being a genius. It attracts some seriously dangerous attention. Knowing his new inventions just painted a massive target on his back from the furious Su family, Shenlong needs heavy-duty protection. He enters a competition to marry into the Earl's mansion, specifically aiming for the powerful, badass military commander, Jin Mulan, to help save her family from a political trap. While prominent scholars are offering traditional greatness, Shenlong just perfectly reads the room. He realizes the fierce Jin Mulan doesn't want some controlling traditional partner. His pitch is brilliant in its simplicity. I will give you total freedom, autonomy, and loyalty. He delivers exactly what she secretly wants, securing his win right out from under the arrogant nobles.
But of course, you can't have a peaceful wedding in a story like this. His enemies, including the underworld boss and the Su family, crash the ceremony. They literally bring in scholars to publicly test his intelligence, hoping to humiliate him and prove to the powerful Earl that his new son-in-law is nothing but a brain-dead fraud.
But Shenlong completely flips the script. This super arrogant scholar, Yang Shang, writes out these incredibly obscure characters to trick him. Thanks to his mental laptop, Shenlong reads them flawlessly, even explaining ancient origins and pronunciations that the scholars themselves didn't know. Then, Shenlong writes a sequence of his own. Yang Shang confidently reads it aloud to the massive crowd, only to realize a second too late that he just publicly announced, "I am an idiot." It's just a monumental laugh-out-loud humiliation for the villains.
Part 4. Bankrupting the Underworld, a calculated casino heist.
Now that he's completely untouchable as the Earl's son-in-law, Shenlong isn't just going to sit back and play defense. He heads straight to the gambling houses to finally settle his score with Tian Hong. You know, the underworld boss who threatened to bury his family alive? Using his X-ray vision to flawlessly read the cards and the dice, Shenlong goes on an absolutely unstoppable winning streak. We're talking draining the casinos of a mind-boggling 26,000 gold coins.
To put that into perspective, this brings the untouchable crime boss to the absolute brink of total financial ruin.
But this step-by-step destruction, it isn't just about the money. Shenlong literally weaponizes the mob of ordinary gamblers, getting hundreds of them to bet exactly as he does. This forces the emergency closure of all 5 of Tianhong's casinos, instantly cutting off 60% of his daily income. And the grand finale? As payment, Shenlong demands that Tianhong publicly break his own adopted son's legs. It's a coldly calculated, ruthless dismantling of his enemy's reputation, leaving the boss with 0 loyalty from his men and 0 money in his vault.
Part 5. The novel that caused treason, weaponizing literature.
Now, physical threats and mob bosses are child's play compared to the massive political conspiracy brewing against the Earl's mansion. A whole coalition of powerful families is moving to destroy Shenlang's new protectors. So, Shenlang pivots from financial warfare straight into psychological warfare. He authors a wildly popular, highly scandalous novel called Boundless Romantic Affairs, perfectly mirroring the dark secrets of his political rivals, specifically the Shu family. It ruins their reputation practically overnight, but that's actually just the bait. Shenlang orchestrates a brilliant 3-step trap, secretly weaving a treasonous acrostic poem deep into the text of the novel.
You might be wondering, how did he know about actual treason to write about it in the first place? Well, this master plan was only possible because of his medical genius. Shenlong had previously diagnosed a disguised princess with untreatable lead poisoning. He cured her, used spies to track her assassins, and uncovered a massive royal conspiracy involving Prince Jin accelerating a timeline for a violent rebellion. He took this highly classified real-world treason and hid it right inside his fiction.
So when the infuriated Shu family and their corrupt allies march into the authorities' office demanding the book be banned, they play right into his hands. In the ultimate face-slapping moment, the enemies walk right into the trap. By presenting the book to the governor, they accidentally hand over a hidden written confession linking themselves directly to Prince Jin's real-life treason. Absolute checkmate.
Part 6. The Ultimate Mastermind, Burning the Enemy's Foundation. With his political enemies scrambling and bleeding influence, Shenlong executes one final, devastating maneuver. The enemy alliance tries to financially choke the Earl's estate by refusing to buy their farmers' silk cocoons. But they completely forgot who they were dealing with. Combining incredible stealth with his advanced knowledge of chemistry, Shenlong uses a delayed chemical reaction involving white phosphorus. He simultaneously ignites the enemy's workshops and burns down their entire stolen silk operation in the middle of the night. It completely levels the playing field, saving his farmers and proving, without a doubt, that his intellect makes him the single most dangerous man in the kingdom.
And this sets up an incredible cliffhanger. Shenlang has protected his new family, secured his wealth, and burned his abusers literally to the ground. But this staggering victory, it just awakens bigger monsters. High-ranking imperial officials and the emperor's most powerful allies are now locking their sights on the Earl's mansion. It leaves us to wonder, when brute political force finally comes knocking, how will a 300 IQ modern genius outsmart an entire empire? That is something you absolutely have to ask yourself, and it makes you want to dive right into the next chapter of Shenlang's incredible story. Thanks for joining me on this explainer.